Oh, God. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes.
Hey, people. I cracked the case of the missing yeses. And she said, nay. You know, this is the first thing I saw in Greek that let me know that this book was all written in riddles and you're going to have to figure it out. But there's no way that nay means yes. Every nation surrounding Greece, every language says nay means no. Every courthouse in the world, everybody says that our language comes from the Latin, from the Greek. There's no possible way that nay ever meant yes. This is one of the first things that had me scratching my head looking into this. You know, they have two words that means no. Nay means no, and ouch means no. Ouch, ow, ouchie, anything with the OU is a no. You know, when I started this, I figured our ancestors, carrying these books for a couple thousand years before they ever had the King James Version, they were reading the Hebrew and the Greek. And so I kind of figured that our English language must have came a lot from the Hebrew and the Greek. But now that I'm much more fluent in this, I know that the original, the ancient language that got changed was English. And so what you're looking at here is a yes and yes. The AE reads as a ES. It's the ancient god Ash. And you just replace that AE with the ES. And so this is and a yesin. Yesin. And he loved. And so this is what a couple prostitutes talking to each other in the morning might say. Or your grandmother might tell you, if your grandmother's staying with you downstairs, she might say to you, I hear y'all upstairs doing all that yesin. The B reading is a I-N. Up there doing all that yes and he loved. Same word, yes, is love in the Hebrew and the Greek. And this is where your word Jesus comes from. Yes, yes, oh yes, the love. Jesus means love. So whoever that was asking who wrote the book of love, Yahshua wrote the book of love. And you look in the Greek, and this is the exact same spelling as Jesus. It's a yes. It's the yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And you'll see it change up the exact same as Jesus in the New Testament. Sometime it'll be followed by an N over here, and sometime be followed by an S. And it has a different meaning here. It kind of turns it into the juice of, the Jews, the Jews of. O-V, the Jews of in, the juice of in. And that's another movie, but Jews means to evaluate. But here it looks like something written on a tombstone. This is in the scroll they bury with you. And yea, and would like. I would like yea. And yea, a crime what'ums hobbed you. And yea, what a crime what'ums hobbed you. And so a crime, what'um, crime, that's Egypt. And the crime what'ums hobbed, that's the way prostitutes would talk about the hobby. And they don't see it as negative, they see it as everybody sells their body in some fashion. Everybody sells their time. And this is their hobby. Everybody knows that it's not serious, hobbed. And so this is the magic spell that gets you the gates of hell. And why, who a crime, what'ums hobbed you? Why reveal, who am reveal? The juice of in none, the juice of in none. It's not like they weren't getting none, they were getting none. The juice of in none-ums. Anonymum surdum slammer. She's a sure thing. She's a surdum slammer. That's where the word nun come from. They used to have altar girls instead of altar boys. They'd keep them locked up. And so the base word for this love, is just this A-E-B, is in. And they change it up and give it all these pronunciations here. But the time it comes up the most here, it's still just the A-E-B-E is in. And they'll pronounce that as Owen. And so this isn't really a word, love. It's just a part of a word, a segment. And, if it's on the end, you pretty much see it's coming after the Y, the yes, and Achi, that's the mother of life, Achi on yesin. And your brother, it's usually coming after a W, and Wachi, the Wachi on yesin. He's over there watching you. But you see it following behind a word, ended in the Y off. And people that were self-educated and didn't catch all these pronunciations, they might have called it yeehaw, the yeehaw in, and yeah, yeah, the yeah in. But the people that were probably educated, they knew that pronounces a yes, a yesin. And there's a couple other tricks they can use to get a Y before this word. But the first time they classify this word, 157, comes up in Genesis 22:2, and it's a bet, A-E-B-T, where it's, hey Isaac, take that son whom you love so much up to the old throat-slitting rock. But this is known as the fuck not, hey, take your son now to the stone. Oh, fuck not. YM, who is fuck not Ben Akata, according to his itchy dick. Ben Kata itchy dick. Well, I'm fuck not, according to his Ben itchy dick. And a sure is but. A sure is but at its check. And so this is the doctor, and he would go around and check the prostitutes. And a sure is but at its check. Check all the booties to make sure nobody gets the itchy dick in the kingdom. And you see what the markings here, it's talking about the prostitute when you read it that way. It's the fucks, and then back the other way, it's check. Fucks for its money. And we'll give, call, we'll give, we'll click, we'll give lick alerts. The more ya hold, W-H-O-L-E, right here, W-H-O-L-E. The more ya hold was lowly all hatched. With the whole, H-O-L-E, the whole was the lowly all hatched, the mother of all, where everybody come from. Here ye measure, amoralic, a word a holic lives by. And so the same as this might be read as a yes and a ov, of being the base word for son, the of the father, and yes of. And it's coming from the same place, this B here be read as a V, and the yes of. And if a country girl loves you, you're a yes by of better. Well, yes by of better. You better love me. You better get me flowers. And it explains more about this yes here in the story of Leah and Rachel, where Leah is actually less, the lesser cut. And Rachel is just always the more is. And whipped more is. The fatten. And in the Greek, she's Annie Lou. And that means in the total of on has on two. To gather is on a mate. A matum is Annie. She'll screw anything. A matum is Annie Lou. Her name is Annie Lou. To matum is Annie Lou, the helper. And on a mate in the other, are a chill. That's the word for fear in the Hebrew. But this isn't the younger. The younger is here And the double S, just like the double L, this becomes a Y-O-U-T-H. Y-O-U-T-H. The use in the other. She's younger. But this word for the love here is, they'll call it agape, and it's where a wide open mouth, agape. But most of the time it'll start with the A, and that G reads as an N. It's a nap. It's the same as in the Hebrew. Thou shalt not nap with your neighbor's wife. And matter of fact, that's how I run into all this. I was investigating that G. I knew it read as an N sometime, as in angel is read spelt with a G and not an N. And I was trying to figure out the laws on exactly when it changes, because sometimes it's after the H it changes, sometime after the A, and sometime double they change it up. But that'll be another subject. So the story goes that if you fucked a Jewish woman hard enough, you could make her holler, yes, yes of, Jesus Lord. You could convert them. But, good luck, because word was that all the Jews had big old dicks. So that's why we had to convert the Negros first. And so all through the Bible, when it's talking about when they name children, there's always a name for it. And it's the same in the beginning of the New Testament when they're naming Jesus. It's like the Old Testament when they were given a reason for the name. And it talks about Leah naming her first 4 kids and the reason, because she was unloved. So it explains love a little bit better here, the yes. And you see here when Laban give Leah away, it was supposed to be Rachel, but he snuck Leah under the veil. And so when he gives her away, he gives her the maidservant. And the job of the maidservant is to sepet will. And a double L here, this turns into a Y, a yeah. The yes into. And so if the daughter is too young to be married, the maidservant takes up that job, the sepet will, the yes into. It talks about these missing yeses several times in the New Testament. You'll see it when it doubles them up, nay, nay, ow, ow. And that means yes when you're tired of trying to beat a confession out of somebody, He said nay, nay, ow, ow. That means yes. And so it's hidden here. You see about 25% of the time nay comes up in the New Testament. It'll be following a word that ended with an N. And so it's actually a yea, which doesn't mean yes either. And this yea comes from here, let there be. And God said, let there be. It'd be better replaced by would like. And YM or all him would like. I would like some light over there, And yes is, would like is, hop to it. It's not there. I would like it there, make it there. And yes is, that's good. I like it there. I like it right there. Yes. So when you see this following this and, this becomes a yea, nay of ow. And yea, I would like not of hurt. I would like not of hurt. Yea, nay of ow. Is studiologist a custodian is the caretaker to give care. Estow, the careologist, a curologist. The careologist summon. I would like not of ow to hurt. To deeper is the on. To a deeper is the on. Taught of Vic, to come out. O-V-E-K. That's where they get that from. Usually they say that's out. But a Vic is out. And a Vic of Honor of West, the West End. Everything comes out of the east and is evicted, Honor to the west. So the ancient Egyptians used to have the saying, and it was, Too deeper is he on to what of? Too deeper is he on what of? And that meant, however, more than. He got a bigger dick. So the bottom line is, the Bible was never meant to be read at your children's Sunday school. You got the wrong book. They're trying to lay claims on the ancient book of pimps and whores. Everybody who couldn't understand it, they didn't want anybody else to be able to understand it. And governments have been making it easier for those type of people to breed throughout the years. So now we got a planet full of idiots, and it's a lot easier to control and rule over them. But it's an ancient book for pimps and hoes, and cries to a yes of do tell 'em at. You know, like a laundromat. Well, this is at the yes of do tell 'em at, where you go to hear the yeses. And Paula supposed all as is, hey, suppose you were in his shoes. You know, think of it this way. And Paula suppose all is cries to of yes of. Do tell 'em it as the owl, what hurts? A time it has of a worthy cause. A worthy cause, that's something that a John would say. Hey, it goes to a worthy cause. She's putting herself through school, you know, an idle cause. A worthy cause of the solicit of the outhouse in current. In current, shit runs downhill. You know, in the current, it means of the time. You know, the current's always flowing. And a current, you know, you catch a moment in time. And of the outhouse in current. And as when dis, D-E-S, this, the O-I reading is an E here too. And as when dis, this, and the G following the A, I'm sure it reads as an N here, on Y-E-S, on yes. And passing this of in, passing by the public urinals, the outhouse, and passing this of, and the N as reading as a B or a V, and passing this of is Ben, you know, B-E-N, Ben, the whole thatch, the whole thatcher. And so whole thatcher, you know, you have a thatch roof. And thatch means roof. When you say thatch roof, you're actually saying roof or cover roof. Thatch means cover. So back in the day, you had the thatch hole. You had outhouse and you would cover that hole, the hole to cover. It wasn't like our hinge toilet seats. They covered and sealed it. You didn't want it on a hinge because you didn't have a water seal down there. But the hole cover is what you wrote on while you were sitting there. This is where you did your doodling. And this is where you would share them in. You share with everybody there. Grace. You shares them in. And what it is, it's the prostitutes. This is where they advertise at the public outhouse. And there's a lot I want to get into this. It talks about the whore's name. And it shows how several of these words, the charity and the charisma, they was all qualities of this prostitute that went by the name of Sharon Sheet. The blessing of grace you might have. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here I want to show you. I have to put another movie. I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.